just because of trying to get into tech. Some of us are already in tech. Some of us are even trying to like figure it out and navigate our path. But then we have organized this so that you can know that you're not alone. There's a community of people that are passionate about your growth, people that are committed to helping you figure out, your next step and even to make like positive career changes. So today we wanted to know that there's not just one tech. There are so many ways. All you have to do is understand your skills, ideas, and passion, and then you'll be able to make a difference. Just before I start, I'll be introducing our panelists. We have, then they'll give us a brief introduction of themselves. We have Babajide Oduborun, we have Yetunde Folari, we have Otu Faith, and then myself. And so without further ado, maybe from the first person, you can just go ahead, one or two words. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, can everyone hear me? Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Good evening. My name is Babajide Oduborun. I currently work with Money Points as a technical support engineer. Basically, I've worked with lots of fintech all through my career, like 5 companies. People say I'm a job hopper, but well, I don't know. I work with 2 unicorns now. I work with PalmPay. I work with Money Points. So yeah, I do hope we have an amazing session. Thank you. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome. Thank you so much, Babajide. Adeoye, you raised up your hand. Was there any issue?
No.
Okay, no problem then. Faith, you have the floor.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Faith, and I am a product designer currently working with Share. That's just me. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So for Yetunde, I will just shortly read out what she does. But Yetunde is a software engineer, and also a backend engineer. And then she has a proven track record in edtech, e-commerce, social media, and in the entertainment sectors. She is apparently self-taught, and I think that gives her a level of adaptability. She specializes in Node.js, Express, and the other frameworks. Having proficiency in relational and non-relational databases. She's driven by, she's committed to delivering robust, scalable solutions that drive business growth and enhance user experience across diverse industries. So she works with the Share Squad as well. And then we're happy to have everyone here. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, without any further ado, thank you very much. So without any further ado, let's move on. So today we have an overview. We'll be looking at a brief introduction into what tech skills are, and then even having a panel session and an open mic session where briefly everyone can ask questions that they'll probably come to this session with any thing you have been holding, any grievances you might have, and all of that. So we know that technology is advancing faster than ever and shaping industries worldwide. But then to thrive, professionals such as us must master key skills that drive innovation and business success. Whether we are experienced, for some of us are here, or just starting out, mastering the right tech skills unlock lucrative career and business opportunities locally and globally, just as said. We have Jide here that he said he has worked with 2 unicorns, and that's like such a great fit. And then, but just before we go into the panel session, I want to highlight some industries where we see where tech skills are relevant, rather than look at it from maybe okay, what should I learn, and jumping from one tech skill to another. We have, I don't know why this is not sharing. Just a moment. Slides are not moving. Okay, yeah. So we have this. The list is not exhaustive, from fintech to health tech to edtech, fashion tech, e-commerce, even agri-tech, cybersecurity, media and entertainment, clean tech, even telecommunications. We see a lot of tech talent in so many of these spaces. The most important thing is to identify where you want to function and build skills that tailor that fit into these roles. So when I was getting ready for this presentation, I had to first go and find out, okay, what are people talking about? What's the aim thing? What's the view? Because maybe 5 years ago, we were probably not talking about so much of AI. Maybe 10 years ago, we weren't talking about um, some other things. And then I found this, somebody said that, okay, if I had to learn 5 skills in 2025 to feed my career, this is what I'll learn most: prompt crafting, digital presence and storytelling, decision making in uncertainties, all of these, data thinking. Some other people are saying, software engineering is the way. Other people are saying, oh, okay, maybe UI, UX, DevOps, content writing, digital marketing, all of that. And so many people have different advice to give. But we're here now to hear from certain experts and then at least be able to have a clear ground. This particular part that says 12, 10, 12 top future skills to learn. I actually really like this. I think some of them are like very relevant because right now we're having a lot of like cyber threats and all that. We are people that you have to, as you're making products, you have to look at it with the focus of on the customer, critical thinking, idea generation, and all of that. And then some people are still saying, oh, okay, maybe Photoshop is still the way, social media marketing is still the way. So that's just it for now. Now we'll get into the panel session. Yeah. So we've heard a brief we've heard their introductions, and then the first question will be going to Faith, which says that what does being tech savvy really mean in 2025, and how is it different from what people assume it to be? Faith, you have the floor now. Okay, you Faith, while we wait for Faith, maybe Jide can go first. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So the question says, what does being tech savvy mean in 2025? So, I would say tech savvy means that you understand tech to an extent, not like you are like a programmer or a product designer or anything, but like you can communicate in tech terms, like you know what a software engineer does, you know what a product designer does, you understand AI to some extent, you understand machine learning, you can operate the simpler tech stacks that we have on computers these days, be it Microsoft Office, Google Suite, Notion. That's what it means. It doesn't mean you are a professional. You're just tech savvy. Like you know how to use the internet very well because that's one of the most important things you need to learn how to do when you're even working. But right now, AI has taken over. So you know how to use AI, you know how to manipulate AI to help with your job, you know how to operate the common things that work on a computer, be it the Microsoft Suite, Google Suite, and all what have you. So that's basically what tech savvy means to my view. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jide. Faith, the same question, please. What does being tech savvy mean in 2025? And how is it different from what people assume it to be, to your best understanding? Oh, but it seems Faith is no longer with us. To be such a shame to just continue like that. So I think right now, as I said, Yetunde can't currently speak, but she'll join us when she can. But in between, let's just move on. And okay, Faith is here.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know. I did not like I had network issues, but can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I said being tech savvy is very different from the norms people think it is. Mostly people think it is all about coding, but that's like coding is just like one part of the puzzle in being a tech savvy. Now, in 2025 is how much you understand and how well you use your digital tools to make your work easier and or make life easier in general. And being tech savvy is being able to use platforms like Notion, simple platform like Notion, to organize little workflows. How well do you use AI tools to speed up your tasks? even designing a simple prototype on Figma is being a tech savvy. So tech savviness is more about the mindset, is how where you explore, you experiment, and stay open to learning new things that work, other than knowing how to code. So tech savvy is not about coding; it's knowing the little things, how to use technology in general. That's what for me being a tech savvy. This 2025 is all about.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you so much. So just to recap what she has said, I would get that both speakers are saying that it's not maybe limited to say no, you're a tech talent or anything, but being tech savvy is just being able to use technological tools. As they gave examples, Notion, Figma, being able to build workflows that work and all of that. And then, it's not limited to coding. I think at some point, when we were hearing about computer science, hearing about all of that, the major thing that was driving our minds is like, we'll have to learn software engineering or we'll have to learn how to code if I don't do this. But now we can see different pathways opening up. And, it's such a very good time to live in. But then I will go on to the next question and ask that what are some of the common mistakes that people make when trying to get into this space, and like how can we? I think we should just start with the common mistakes first. You can start by telling us from your own perspective, your journey, or even maybe an example you probably know already. Um, okay, Faith, please you go ahead.
Okay, let me just go. Okay. I think one big mistake most people make is trying to learn everything at once. When I started in design, we all wanted to learn design. All of a sudden, we're like, oh, when you learn design, you should learn as you're going into design, you learn design, try and go into web development. So it's okay, try out the analysis that we're just all over the place at the same time. And because we are new, it's too much and we get overwhelmed. So another second mistake is focusing only on learning without doing. Like you're learning it, you're not practicing it, you're not watching tutorials to make yourself good, you are not trying out challenges to make yourself like just working. So that's for me. Yeah, since you say about challenges, so that's the two things I know most of us experience when we're starting out in tech.
Okay, thank you so much, Faith. I don't want. I hope I'm not getting good. Jide, you're next, please.
Yes. So one of the mistakes I'll say people do when they start like trying to get into the tech space is not like understanding the why of what they are trying to learn. Because like people are just, there's money in tech according to people, which I agree to an extent. But like people are just trying to get into it. Like, why are you learning programming? Do you want to build world class solutions? What's the reason? Why are you learning product design? Do you like design? Are you learning it because your friend is learning it? Or are you learning it because you saw a tweet on Twitter that somebody made millions from it? People just, and I don't blame them. Sometimes everybody's following the trend. You have to have a reason why. If you are interested in building world class solutions for maybe for payment or for food tech, health tech, yeah, you can learn how to program, how to write code. If you're interested in maybe the way designs have been done, maybe you like child tech design, okay, you like the way namespaces are, you go into it. If you like infrastructure, you like how networking is being done, you go into things like that. So you need to have a why you're trying to learn it. Money is money is one good factor, definitely, but also
Okay.
the why factor is also there. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so I've never they have said it all, so I'm just even going to go on to the next part. So you said the why, and then I think from the why we can already gather like why what you should not do. Yeah, so I'll now say what is one tech trend that or one tech to imagine to it might not even necessarily be tied to a particular field, but what is one thing that is coming up at this point, or you are seeing that it's probably going to take shape in the nearest future. I know why should we pay attention to it? So we have some people that are just starting up, we have some people that are so experienced that might not be conversant with some recent innovation. So these are things that we want to hear. We'll start with Babajide, and then Yetunde will come next.
Um, Upcoming trend, I'll say that like, everyone needs to get into Yeah, I would probably say cloud computing. I mean, it has been around for a while, but like in Nigeria, even where I work, I mean, where everybody is trying to move to the cloud. Nigerian banks are trying to move to the cloud. Like even as a programmer, you need to know how to deploy on the cloud. Everything. Honestly, cloud is just it's AI, yes, but AI is still fresh. But cloud computing is an advanced stage now. Nobody wants to use like normal physical data centers. So like any field you are, you need to get into cloud computing. You need to know what AWS is, what Google Cloud is, and what is the third one? We have AWS, we have Google Cloud, and we have Microsoft Azure. So yeah, cloud computing is one field I would advise many people to get into now. Yeah.
Okay, so just before we move on to the next person, do you want to give a better overview for those that might not know what AWS is, what cloud computing fully entails? It sounds like okay, the cloud. Maybe we know about Google or we know about like iPhone and all of that, but like more details.
Yeah, so I'll say in layman terms, if you go to the bank, your information they are being stored in the data center physically. Like most banks use Main One. Main One is a networking and infrastructure company. So infrastructure as it was before, there will be in the building, there will be data centers, there will be CPUs. Like when you use your laptop before, we used to use all those big CPUs, but now we use like smaller ones. Even before you buy flash drive, you buy hard drive, or now if you're saving something, you're saving it online. It's iCloud. So it just means that it's going to be faster and nobody will have to use your physical data centers. Why? They can get destroyed easily. I mean, there was a time last year that something happened to main one. Most banks were down because they use physical data centers. But if you use the cloud, those kind of issues they rarely happen. So basically, what cloud computing is all about.
Thank you so much. Okay. And so, you have been able to give us a brief description of what it is. If you have more details, you can always just go with our friend and maybe even AI to find out more details about it. So Yetunde, please, what is one emerging tech trend or tool that probably excites you? You're jumping on it or you advise people to jump on it.
Um, Hi everyone. Like Babajide mentioned earlier, cloud computing. Like you just have to like learn all these new technologies and how to deploy stuff and automate stuff in the cloud because nobody actually wants to use physical data centers anymore, right? Another thing I can point out, everybody knows this, right? It is AI and ML. Like it is really, really
Yeah.
important these days for us to actually know about how to leverage your AI skills and get things done using AI.
Okay. Would that be all?
Yeah, that'll be all.
Okay. Thank you so much. Faith. It seems we've missed.
Okay,
Okay.
my fellow panelists have said it all. But another trend that I know people should go into is learning no code tools.
Hmm.
I think low code tools are becoming popular and you can use it to build like simple projects, like Figma just released Figma sites. We have Webflow, we have Figma. So learning those no code tools, how to use them is one emerging trend that people should learn and know about.
Okay. Okay. So that leads me to to a question for you. So you said Figma is it Figma size or something? Is Figma linked? I know you're a product designer. Is this just tied to maybe product designers alone and people within that space? Because at this school
Mm,
education.
no, you don't have to do with all the designers alone. Anybody can learn Figma size. Anybody can learn. If you know how to design, you can learn it. Figma is not something that is very difficult to learn. It's just simple. If you know how to use Figma, you can use Figma size. If you know how to use Webflow, you can use Figma size. It's not just for designers alone. It's for everybody.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. So, the next question says that I know Yetunde spoke about AI and machine learning. And then, it's a common question. I've heard this question asked in so many spaces. But how do you think it's changing the way, teams are working, workflows are being optimized, how everything is going, and how can people that are just getting into that space adapt? I know we probably use ChatGPT, but I mean, you could start by giving us a brief example, how you have utilized AI in your own work and all that, and how you think maybe in other areas people can probably like utilize it. Yetunde.
Okay. I can speak on how you can actually leverage AI to get things done. The first on my list would be making sense of data, right?
Mm.
Exploitation of data. We generate massive amounts of data every second, right? Using AI and machine learning can actually help make sense of it. You can generate insights with machine learning, right? And that can actually lead to making informed decisions for your products, services, anything. It could be anything really. And another example of how AI comes in is a chatbot. You can automate customer service using chatbots, right? That's like another example. Another example of the AI and ML is natural language processing, which of course is related to chatbots too, but there are other parts where you use natural language processing like content generation, um, translators, etc. I think that's basically what I have on the top of my head right now.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes. Today.
Yeah. So in terms of how AI is coming, I know everybody says, "Oh, yeah, it's going to take our jobs, going to take our jobs." Well, I don't think so. Obviously, AI cannot do what the human mind can do. So it's human that built AI. But yeah, you have to like use it in your day to day. Like I use AI to process data, because it will do the job faster for you. And everybody likes someone that can think on their feet. I hope my guy is not a shark, but I use it day to day. Like, they can ask me to do something at work, something I'd rather do with Excel, on a normal day with formulas. I can just use ChatGPT, I can use Gemini, and it help me. Also, I use it a lot for what I'm currently learning. Like every day, I just paste it, write me the query, it writes the query for me. But you should not get, too used to AI. You also need to like do it on your own terms. Also. But there, AI is very, very important for your day to day. You need to incorporate it into your work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, which now leads me, to the question of AI already says that, I can be wrong and all of that. So how do you verify? How do you, or know that okay, we are not just churning out garbage? I know that definitely there might be processes, we are training it and all of that. But maybe today you can go ahead. So how do you know? When you use it to analyze data now, how do you know it's giving you the right output?
Yeah, this is a wonderful question. How do I know? Well, I just believe in myself. Obviously, no. So like obviously I've worked with the data, I've done examples of it. So when I do use it for some sensitive data, I still have to fact check myself because it might be going to higher ups, which I don't know. But like I said, we're training the models like daily, and AI will warn you that this is also giving you might not be correct. Like if you tell AI to write a script to you for you, an SQL script now, it can give you in a way that you try it, it will be wrong, obviously. You now need to tell it particularly. So like I said, always fact check. If AI gives you data, you also need to do like probably a 10 minutes check to confirm that everything is correct. But yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So move on to the next question. For those that might just be joining us, we're discussing top 5 skills to learn in 2025 and why you need to learn them. And then we have Yetunde Folari, Babadi Teojuboro, and Otto Faith joining us today. They are both experts or even um in their respective fields. So the next question, it says that for someone starting today now, what combination of tech skills and soft skills would you advise they focus on? Let's say within the short term and long term, let's say within 3 to 6 months and maybe even a year. You can start by giving us a brief expression of your own journey. So I said tech skills and soft skills. What are the things that maybe recruiters are looking for? What are the things that probably stand you out in your journey, even while you are still learning? Let's start with Yetunde.
Okay. The top tech skills that I can advise people to get into in 2025 would be software testing. Cybersecurity is gaining traction, though I'm not really convinced about the job prospects of cybersecurity in Nigeria, right? But we also have data science and data analysis, software engineering, and product design. But while we are all familiar with the top tech skills that anybody can get into, right? It is very important to know that you can try to actually delve into any of these skills to be able to find out what works best for you. Because I can give you an advice that now that, oh, you should go for software engineering because I am a software engineer and I can obviously even provide resources for you, right? But software engineering, you might actually not be good at it, or you might even find it difficult to actually get the concept of software engineering. For me now, I didn't just dive into software engineering because just like I know we are all familiar with this, right? People say software engineering is difficult, this and that. So I actually went towards data analysis first as well, because on Twitter back then it was, oh, data analysis is what you should learn if you're trying to get into tech, this and that. It didn't work out for me. I did not like data analysis. I didn't like the data visualization part, the data cleaning part. So the only part that I was able to like understand and grasp was the SQL part. That was when I discovered that, oh, I am really into coding. I would rather go into coding. I didn't have to listen to people that say, oh, coding is hard. In fact, it might be difficult for you to get a job in 2024 if you are coding, if you are trying to code and all of that. So I didn't actually listen to what people were saying. Coding works for me, and that was what I eventually got into. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just before I, comment, Faith, you can go ahead.
Okay, yesterday it as if me and you are on the same path.
Hmm.
When I heard about tech, I thought tech was all about coding. So I went to learn coding. But I think I was going crazy and I did not understand anything that I was learning. I was going crazy. And there's this lack of fulfillment you have when you're learning something that you don't love. So I went and did my research. I love creativity. I write. So I wanted, and I love something like art. So I wanted, like, I needed something that will bring my ideas to life, see something working. So I did my research and I found product design. And I was like, what is product design? What is it about? So I had to like do my research about product design and everything. So yes, and I started learning on my own. First of all, I started with a scholarship, but they, I got a very, very nasty comment. I'm always talking about this nasty comment that made me leave that boot camp. And it's there's this fire that was burning in me to prove this tutor wrong. So
Hmm.
that's when I started design. And now I'm not doing design because I want to do it for money. It was something I love doing. Like I love designing. I love just creating things, see my ideas come to life. So if you are going to learn something today, I'm going to urge you to learn product design. Not because of anything to make product designer. I know I can be of help to anybody who needs assistance, and I know I can actually share my journey and share the things I know you will experience in your journey towards life, in the journey of a product design, so I can tell you what are the challenges you will face than anything else. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Faith. So if Faith has said that if you have any challenge, if you want to get into product design, since she's recommending it for you, meet her. Baba Jide, please, you have the floor.
Yeah. So before I start on my journey, I would say before you even like want to dive into tech, I would like advise you to learn like soft skills, like take courses on
Mhm.
Microsoft Office, Notion, Slack, Jira, because like those four tools, like when you go for interviews, they'll definitely ask you if you can use Jira, you can use Slack, how good are you with Notion, like there are important skills you need to learn how to use. And getting to my journey, well, from uni, I've always like from when I was young, I've always been a huge fan of computers or financial systems, and going into uni, seeing lots of tech companies, PiggyVest, Flutterwave, I've always wondered like what was the mechanism behind the softwares that they use. So luckily for me, I did my NYC in a fintech, POS. Okay.
Mhm.
Then I learned SQL. SQL is one skill I think everybody should learn because everybody, except designers, I think everybody uses SQL. Software engineers, SRE, tech support, data analysts, even financial roles in companies nowadays, they'll ask you, do you know how to use SQL? Even for content creators, like if you work with scrapping data, mining data, you need to learn how to use SQL. So yeah, I got into and I hate programming. Yeah. So going into a fintech and I don't want to program because I hate coding. Because it can be very difficult. Jesus. It pays the most, back end engineers, front end. But like I think
Mm.
it is the other skill to learn. So if you want to learn programming, you need to really put in the work. So they gave me the role as an intern. First of all, yeah, I learned SQL. Okay, I was learning about servers, learning about like the financial system, what InterSwitch, United Payments. So I would say, yeah, I would say it was like that for me because I worked in it not because I liked it at that time, but getting into it, I started liking it, and now I just anywhere there's payments, online payments, card payments, POS payments, I always want to be there because I feel like I can make it better. So I would say if you want to learn any skill, you should learn a skill because you can use it basically everywhere. This is the one thing that it can never go to waste. So yeah, that's it.
Wow, that's profound. SQL. I think so. For those of us that might not be so familiar with it, definitely you should check it. We have had two people tell us about SQL right now. It brings me to a next question. So, for people that are probably transitioning from a non-technical academic background or even career paths, and then we have you guys giving all these things. You're saying Jira, you're saying Notion, and you're saying SQL, back end engineering, back end, front end, all of that. What would be your advice to them? How do they make that transition? How do they even determine what they want? How do they build a foundation, on that non-technical skill? I don't know if there's any one of us that might have come from a non-technical background. So how were you able to leverage that background, into being a tech talent right now? We can start with it. Yes. Since me, I was sorry.
Yeah, I think I can share more light in that aspect because I was a tutor before. I was a team, a leader, like a team lead in my school. Yes, I was teaching like primary two. So just imagine teaching children. Now you're now into the tech space. Wow. I would say, okay, it was not easy. So one thing you should know that when you're living this aspect of your life that is not technical and moving to the technical part of it, just know that transitioning is not easy. You will have to put in extra work to prove yourself along. And I bet you there'll be discrimination. People will come and talk about why are you doing it? Oh, you are old. You don't do it. How are you going to compete with other people who have been in this space for a long time? But I would just say it won't be easy, but you have to like keep on putting yourself. You know where the end goal is, so just keep on moving. Shut all negative comments because you know what you want. That's not going to be easy. Put in the work, learn, apply the skills, talk about it, blow your trumpet. If it's just one screen, for instance, in design, just do a login screen for the first time. Blow it like as if you've completed a full project. Make your voice should be loud. I know I'm talking to myself. I know even at that point when you're starting, you will have self doubt soon. If
Mhm.
you have self doubt, you will ask yourself questions. In as much as you ask yourself questions, always give yourself the reason why you need to continue on that journey. So moving to the tech space is going to be easy, but you have to put in the work, a lot of work. Learn, learn. I was always good for self learning because I think you better understand what you want, better understand what you want to learn. For example, product design, you have to like. I'm sorry, I'm just being back and forth with product design because that's where I am right now. So
Yeah.
you have to watch lots of YouTube videos, do challenges, talk to people, connect to people. Maybe when you've learned on your own, you cannot register into a boot camp to understand if what you've learned is the correct way or if it's not. Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Thank you very much. Okay, so Gide, you'd go next, and then I want you to talk on, the difference between self-learning and maybe enrolling in a boot camp. So I hope you remember the question that was asked. That for people that we probably were coming from like non-technical career paths.
Yeah, I'm talking about people that can
Yeah.
summarize.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, transitioning.
yeah. So I would say, first of join a community because, like she said, like accountability is very important, and you need people to like spur you on, people to like push you. So, like if you're in a community, it will be much better. People that you see that are struggling with you. I mean, if you see somebody that is failing at something with you and person is telling you, say, you see how much true if I'm failing, or that you can talk to each other, you can support each other. Also, documenting your work, visibility, LinkedIn. I know most people don't like LinkedIn, everybody's fake on LinkedIn, this and that. But at the end of it, you
Mhm.
need to put in the work, document your work on LinkedIn, write about what you're doing, write about your struggles. People like to see that, founders like to see that. Generally, people just love seeing people grow in their field. So if they're seeing you as you're documenting your work, you post this is your first day. This is my first day. I'm learning a skill, and you post by week 2. You post by week 4. They see the growth in you. I'm sure you'll be happy. People are encouraging you. Oh, keep it up, well done. And also portfolio. You need to build a portfolio. Volunteer. There are many volunteering communities in Nigeria for cybersecurity, web design. Like people do projects together now. You need to have a portfolio. Whatever you are learning, if it's GitHub, anywhere you're learning, a portfolio. So the three things, visibility, community, and also building a portfolio. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So you didn't so much address, the difference between which you prefer between self-paced and maybe having a tech bootcamp. But I think they can just do justice to that for us.
I'm sorry.
Yetunde.
What's the question?
Yeah, so I was saying that for people that are coming from non-technical backgrounds, wow. So for people that are coming from non-technical backgrounds, yeah, that how do they make that transition from wherever they might be coming to, into how do they smoothly make that transition? And then what would be your recommendation? So we have Faith telling us that at least is it prioritize self-learning before you even go into a boot camp. So for you, what would you advise?
Um, um, okay, let me speak on what Faith said. Self-learning, right?
Yeah.
Some of us can actually self-learn, right? And I know some people find it difficult to actually learn things on their own. They need people to actually tell them, okay, this is what you need to do. This is where you need to start. After this, you need to do this. So for some people, self-learning might actually not work. But for me now, I was actually able to self-learn. And one thing I'm going to also point out is the use of social media. Everything I have learned today, any bootcamp that I've attended, it was all from social media. I had nobody to ask in real life that how do I get into this. I did not have anybody like someone that can just that I know that is already in tech that I can just meet up with and ask all these questions. This was even after I got into tech that I was able to connect with people. It was through social media that I was able to connect with people. But when I started as a data analyst, I go to Twitter, I saw that people were taking Google Data Analytics course. I had to take the course too. After that, then you see tweets about, oh, Data Camp is doing this and that for free. You complete this particular course, but so I had to go into that too. And I noticed there were a lot of people doing that at the same time. So I had to connect with some of them. So social media is very, very helpful. I got free boot camps on social media too. So if you think at some point that, oh, I'm not really getting anywhere as I'm self-learning, I need to actually go into like a proper boot camp, you can also do that, right? But I mean, you can also see all these free boot camps um on social media and live after that, because I mean, going to like a free bootcamp, they can't obviously do everything for you, right? You probably just need them to like gain knowledge of how the skill you are trying to get into, how it works. And when you think okay, this is what I actually want to do, then you can pay for a proper bootcamp, because paying for a proper bootcamp, you can't even compare it to actually getting like a free bootcamp kind of thing. For people would owe 2 3 days events for a beginner class on maybe data analysis, and you can't expect them to actually teach you everything you need to know in 2 days. It's more of like an introductory class. It is not like something that would eventually land you a job or anything like that. So that's like my opinion.
Okay, thank you so much, Yetunde. Awesome. I think we've had like very profound perspectives. I'm going to go to the second to the last question, and it might sound similar to a question that was asked before. But what's one thing you wish you knew earlier in your career where you were starting in this field, and then maybe even building a digital skill sets? It might be we've said so many things from connectivity, social media, and all of that. But let's address it from that part. And then how do you pair? I think let's answer this first. Then I'll move on to the last question. So we'll start with Babajide. So what was one thing you wish you knew earlier before getting into all of this?
Um, I would say having a mentor or like someone to speak to in this space. Because I mean, later on, I did get one, and that's one of the things that I transformed my life. But I'll say that the first thing, you should talk to someone that's been in this space for a long time. Search out people on LinkedIn, text them, oh, you're looking to get into this space. What advice do you have? Meet them with your problems. It's very, very important because they've been where you are. They've walked the line, they've told the line, and now they are probably successful. Yeah, so people should get mentors. It's very, very important.
Thank you very much. Mentorship. We cannot even easily overstate that. Faith is.
Okay, one thing I think I wish I knew earlier is knowing that you don't have to be perfect in everything before you start. Just
Um,
start, stay consistent, and keep learning. And also never doubt yourself in anything. I wish I knew that earlier.
Thank you so much.
I really wish I knew that earlier.
That's perfection. You are growing, yeah. So getting the
Like Babajide mentioned, getting a mentor. I can't overemphasize that. A mentor is actually going to help you on the long run. I didn't have one when I started out, but right now I have a mentor and I can say that it is really, really impactful. I don't actually have to struggle with a lot of things. I have someone I can just talk to. How does this work? Do you think I should pick up this? Do you think I should? And that person can actually give me useful ideas on how to go about things. Another thing I want to point out is documenting your journey on social media, right? I knew this from the beginning. I'm not going to say I don't know this, right? But after starting this, I've been in tech for a while and I still struggle to like be there on social media, put my content out, do a lot of things on social media, network with people. I still struggle with that part, right? And I really hope I can get to do that because this year is dedicated to me going to tech events and networking and meeting up with people and all of that, right? But I would really advise that if anybody's trying to get into tech right from the beginning, when you are learning, start documenting your journey on social media. It helps on the long run.
great. So my comment to this would be that as much as we're documenting our journey and we're trying to show up, and Faith said that you don't need to show up perfect, but just show up well. Yes, and I want to ask Yetunde and Babajide a question that from what they said. So how do you find these mentors? This was not part of it, but we say mentors, mentors, mentors. How do you actually find these mentors?
I actually came across a post that mentioned a website where you can actually link up with mentors. I've forgotten the name of the site. I joined, but I don't think I was able to like link up with any mentor. The mentor I have right now is physical. I met the person physically, right? So it's the one that is now putting me through some things that I need to know because I picked up a another programming language a while back, and is an expert in that field. So I met him physically, like through any connection or through um social media or anything like that. But you can really get mentors on social media too, basically. You just have to like know how to pitch yourself and put yourself out there. I would like you to be my mentor. And I know people also get mentors through recommendations. You can speak to people you know, and they might actually be able to connect you to someone that they know that can mentor you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So attend physical events. Don't just lock up in your room. Don't just lock up in one corner or your part of town. It's very important. Baba Chiki.
Yeah, so first there's a website. It's called ADP list. You can check it. There are many Nigerians on it now. Yeah, ADP list. You get. I'll drop the
Yeah,
link.
it's actually a DP list. Thank you. Thank you.
ADP list. Yeah, you get some mentors. Yeah, I've spoken to some. When I was having like problem in my career and I needed clarity, I spoke to like two people there. It really helps. Also, when you're starting out, you can companies that you like that that like you enjoy their growth. Maybe child that way, face that. You can go to their page. Search for that particular role you're trying to do. Then you text the person. Or also, you can look for people that have had similar journeys as you. Maybe people that transitioned into that role. People post on LinkedIn most of the time. People say their stories. People write Medium articles. Follow things like that. Then you can just follow them on LinkedIn, text them on LinkedIn. I texted my first mentor, I think, 2022, and currently we work together like in the same organization, the same department. So yeah, so those kind of things like they really help a lot. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the panel session. Can we give our clapping emoji? Can we show some excitement? And we're going to be moving on to in the next 5 minutes on to our open mic session. Yeah. Okay. The mentorship. Okay. Yes. Yes. On that. Amazing. Thank you so much, Baba Didi, Yetunde and Faith. I mean, I've personally learned a lot showing up, social media, mentorship, not giving up, perfection, and every other thing in between. And not allowing naysayers to come in between your journey, but you should also define what you want. You can move from one thing to that. As much as people might say you're open from one thing to one thing, but find what actually fits for you, not just because of people will talk. You're not there for people that will talk. So we'll have an open mic session. If you'd like to ask a question to anyone at all, please just raise up your hand, and then we'll take it as I see it. Anyone at all? Was the insight too much? We don't have any question. We understand it all. Thank you, Chidube. You're just figuring out your journey. Or if you know you're trying to, you can even ask them to connect you. Faith says she's ready to be somebody's mentor. Okay,
Hello.
Adebayo.
Hi.
Yeah. Yes.
So
But please next time let's use the hand raise up and yeah, but
my
please go ahead.
my sincere apologies. Okay. So I've actually known Babajide for a while, but you might not know me, but I've been following his journey. Went to secondary school together, went to the same university, and I must say yes, he has inspired me to go and learn SQL. I mean, I don't have tech background, but right now I'm heavily inspired. I'm heavily motivated. So thank you for this session. It was a very wonderful session.
Take your flowers today. Well done. That's amazing. Any other person? Thank you. Okay, Chiku the blame, sorry.
Okay, sorry, please. I wanted, it's a question for Babajide. I really would
Mm.
like to connect with him further after this. I was really motivated by all the things he said. I want to know if he's opening the door for us to reach out to him, so we can continue learning from him.
Wow. That's so but I'm sure you'd like to connect them. Maybe we cannot just drop maybe a LinkedIn or maybe the social media that are most active on. We can put
Yeah,
the link.
I'll drop my link in the chat right now. I'll do that. Thank you
Mm.
very much.
Thank you. Do I call names? Is there any other person? Oh, okay. I'm Adebayo.
Okay, yeah. So this is another question from Babajide. What made you so certain that working in the fintech space was the right journey for you?
Wow. Did you get it?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, I got the question. What made it so certain for me? I'll say because growing up, yeah, I'll say my dad, my uncles, like people I've lived with, obviously your environment will inspire you. Yeah, my uncle studied computer science, went on this master's in the UK. He's an infrastructure engineer. So, speaking to him about like, tech at that time, I'll say that was like 2008, the way tech was then. 2008 then, if you wanted to, I'm not sure we had quick teller, we had industry, so industry came up like 2002. But like, yeah, you couldn't make all these payments easily online. We didn't have like photo with them. So, having that background, having that background when I was young, then entering uni, studying computer science, that was what like changed it for me. So I thought that way you can send money from somewhere to somewhere, you can receive money easily online, you can create a shop online and people can pay to you and other things from you. Yeah, I'm just fascinated by it. So I decided to make it my do or die. I feel like I don't want to try any field. I'm just fixed for now. This can change in the future though. But for now, I'm fixated on this. So yeah, thank you.
Wow, thank you for your response. I can see the good services of money points that you've been adding. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So if there are no other questions, so this is the share school for those that might not know, and then share school. Okay, Enoch. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It's been such an insightful time. I want to say thank you to all the panelists, and also Morade too for organizing this. Um, okay. I would want to you know I would say um to commend Faith. Okay, and then thank you for I was really inspired by by your whole journey, and then how you're able to you know to put out all that all that you went through, and then you your journey right up till now. Okay. I want to ask, if there's a way to connect with you to maybe something like a mentorship kind of. So thank you.
Yeah, Faith.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words. I'll put in my LinkedIn link in the comment section. Uh,
Okay.
All right, thank you
Thank you
so
so much.
much.
Thank you so much, Enoch. Yeah. Thank you very much, Adebayo. Even appreciate your activeness. Yes. Okay. So if there are no other questions, like say brief information about Ishare School. Yes. So Ishare School is inspired to by the desire to provide affordable yet quality technical and operational learning to expand career options and improve the employabilities of young Africans. So we are actually gathered there, because we believe that everybody deserves a chance to, be in a field that works for them, and even maybe even have money, basically, because I know people say like, oh, tech is the new oil and all of that. So for those of you that might be interested in learning the technical skill, I'll put in the link to our website in the comments. You can just check it out, find out something that works for you, because we have and right now we have like say we currently have a new course like in customer management. So right now we have product design, backend engineering, technical product management, even talent acquisition. So for those of you that might not be leaning towards the more technical side, they want to learn some other things that are maybe operational, like maybe product management and even project management and talent acquisition, feel free to check it. Or if you know probably sitting a friend that you want to even introduce to this space, you have enjoyed being in tech, you have enjoyed the money of tech. So yourself, you can connect one or two people. And then the good part is we are currently offering a discount to anybody that might be interested in taking this opportunity. So for the first 20 people to, reach out, they get a discount from their tuition. So I'll put in okay, thank you, Jide. Thank you, Frida. I see you have dropped your LinkedIn links. So I'll put in the website link. Feel free to check it out. Feel free to also connect with us. You might not be interested now, but at any point in time, we are here. And then if you want to speak to any of us, we actually have our contact details at the bottom of that same website too. And then if anybody would be interested in, well, I don't think there's any other thing. There's unless a slide, but then there's no slide or all of that. So with that, we have come to the end of today's presentation. I think I can just also share it in this LinkedIn as well. And then we'll be having a feedback form, in our mails for those of us that to get feedback about like this session and maybe what you'd like to learn sometime later. Thank you very much. CS, please, you have the floor if you want to make any final comments.
Hi everyone, thank you a lot for joining in on today's session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.